Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 28th of June, 2023. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, a surprise fall in inflation last month sent the share market higher and the Aussie dollar lower, with bond investors now pricing in just a 50-50 chance of a rate hike in the next 2 Reserve Bank board meetings, both of which occur over the next 5 weeks. The pace of inflation fell from 6.8% in April to 5.6% in May on an annualised basis, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. It was well below market economists' expectations and triggered a drop in the Aussie to under 66.5 US cents. Story number 2, the S&P ASX 200 closed up 1.1% to just under 7,200 points, following that inflation data and a strong lead-in from Wall Street. Interest rate-sensitive stocks, consumer discretionary, real estate and financials did best. Among the large caps, National Australia Bank and Westpac both rose nearly 2%, while Commonwealth Bank and ANZ were up more than 1%. REA Group jumped 3%, while Goodman Group was up more than 2%. In fact, the only top 30 stock to go backwards today was CSL. The best among the consumer discretionary stocks were Lovisa, Super Retail, Eagers Automotive and Domino's. As I mentioned, it was another good day for real estate stocks. That's 2 in a row. Real estate stocks carry plenty of debt, so they tend to underperform when rates are rising. Milder inflation, good news for property companies. Mirvac, Lendlease, Stockland and Charter Hall all did well today. Best on the day, though, was the Star Entertainment Group, up 12%. It's had a horror run on the back of multiple state inquiries and fines, and its share price is about 1/4 where it was in September 2021. But today was a good one for the gambling group. The worst performer was Bega Cheese, which yesterday said it had sold its Vegemite factory, that's the property, not the asset, and other property sales are on the cards after it flagged a large impairment. It closed down more than 8% today. Story number 3, Harvey Norman's share price jumped 5% today, even though the retailer warned it's on track for a sharp fall in earnings amid high living costs and a drop in consumer spending. Analysts reckon earnings for the current 6 months will be down between 40 and 45% compared to market expectations of 30%. Harvey Norman did well during COVID, with revenues from products like office supplies and furnishings up, but interest rates have hit household budgets. Harvey Norman is just the latest in a string of retailers, Best and Less, Universal Stores, Adairs, Premier Investments, etc., to warn about the slowdown. The real question, though, is why the jump in the share price given all that bad news? Well, the inflation news helped all retail stocks, but that can only be part of the reason for the rise. Maybe the Harvey Norman news wasn't as bad as some analysts expected. Not really sure on that one. It was a surprise. Story number 4, Woolworths is set to remove children's lollies and confectionery from checkouts and instead use the space for healthier food choices. Aisle ends will still feature what's known as sometimes foods and treats, such as chips that are on special, but each promotional end will also include snacking options with a health star rating above 3.5. Woolies Supermarkets Managing Director Natalie Davis said the shift should make a positive change to shopping habits. She also commented that some vegetable prices are now lower after months of price inflation. And finally, story number 5, New Zealand Prime Minister Chris Hipkins has received a warm reception from Chinese President Xi Jinping in the pair's first bilateral meeting. The leaders met in Beijing's Great Hall of the People late on Tuesday night, with Xi labelling New Zealand a friend and partner. He said bilateral ties have continued to grow in a sound and steady manner, and amid the changing international landscape, the relationship between the two countries has remained robust and strong, bringing tangible assets to both economies. The meeting is the centrepiece of Hipkins' 5-day trade mission to China this week. He said he felt comfortable with Xi. He said he was easy to speak to and repeatedly labelled the meeting as warm and constructive. He said that at no point was the meeting adversarial. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 28th of June, 2023. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.